Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Nerd Soup. My name is Reuben, joined here today with Aaron, and we are back to talk about Invincible Season 4. We're looking back on the full season of Invincible. I really enjoyed the last 3 episodes of Invincible, probably the last 4.
I was thinking of just letting you handle it today.
You're gonna ad-lib?
Yeah, like I never really get to be the listener, you know? I want to see what that's like.
I hope you have a comfy chair and a nice, when I listen to YouTube or watch YouTube, I like to have a joint, maybe a little snack.
No, I just have some
apple slices.
Zins and chocolate covered pretzels.
Oh, that's okay.
That's what I've been on these past couple weeks.
Not bad, not bad. Is that the new health thing?
Yeah, it's actually really good for you.
That's
if you do enough for the Zin, the nicotine blunts your hunger. So I only have a couple chocolate pretzels, you know?
Oh, wow. That's awesome. You're doing a cut. Getting ready for summer.
Like 70 pounds in the past 6 days.
Okay. That's, you might want to slow it down there.
No, I think it's working.
Probably mostly water weight. So
yeah, like down to like 110.
You're doing pounds, right? Not kilograms?
Kilograms. You think I'm doing that math, buddy?
And before we get into today's review, I want to let you guys know that you can listen to this wherever you get your podcasts, and go ahead and check out our Patreon page where we actually did the first 3 episodes of this season of Invincible. So if you're interested in that, you can go ahead and check it out.
That was a good one.
You still on social media? At Nerd Soup, at Beau Soup, at Nerd Soup Monkey?
Barely. I mean, Twitter has become like, I know we always talk about it, but it's truly like gotten so bad where like anything you type in, like that's topical, they'll show you something from like 2024. Because I heard people talking about LaMelo Ball, so I typed in LaMelo Ball, and like LaMelo just didn't even show up for most of them. Yeah, March 18th, from so long ago. There's a picture of Sydney Sweeney. I don't know how that showed up. Although
Invincible Season 4. Yeah, I feel like this season, similar to other seasons of Invincible, it's, you got your moments. I think Invincible's run into a problem similar to The Boys, to where there's a part of the story that's so much more interesting than the other half of the story. And I think when you're on Earth and you're dealing with the Guardians and a lot of those human characters, it's just not as interesting as the Viltramite stuff. But the Viltramite stuff this season was incredible.
Oh yeah, I'm rewatching The Boys right now. I wanted to catch up before the new season. And like the Frenchie subplot where he's like depressed and trying to get himself arrested and killed. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, that was last season, right? Yeah.
Just wrap it up, okay? Just go back to like making bombs and stuff.
Yeah, it's like there are certain characters, I think, in The Boys that have remained interesting throughout, but the story has struggled when it comes to the actual heroes of the show. And I think with Invincible, it's also, Mark Grayson to me is still a fun character, and I really do like Mark Grayson, but when he's on Earth, the story just isn't as interesting than when he's with his father or dealing with this larger threat of the Viltramite Empire.
No, it's the Omni-Man show.
And, in this season, seeing the time that he gets to spend with Oliver, I thought that those were some of the stronger episodes and moments of the season.
Why?
People.
Sorry. Just going to say, why does Oliver think he's him? All he does is just get his ass beat.
Yeah, every time I watch him in one of these fights, I know he's going to do it. He's a kid, right? Is the kid you tell him not to run to the street, and he does it anyway. He really does feel invincible. And it's funny because it feels like Mark learned those lessons rather quickly. Like there are some people I just can't scrap with yet. But more severe for Oliver, right? I feel like he was high on his own supply after the Mauler twins, and then it's just been downhill since then.
Yeah, he just is getting his ass kicked. But, I mean, MVP is Thrag. He's a fucking beast, dude.
I mean, that to me is why the show just keeps pulling me in when I feel like I'm out. And I saw a lot of people upset with the way that Thrag was adapted with his design.
It's a little chunky, a little beefy boy.
I mean, I've always loved Lee Pace as an actor, and I thought that he was going to do a great job, and I feel like he really delivered on those last 2 episodes. And they were saving him, in episode 6, and then you get the big fight in 7.
Nolan kind of mogs him, though.
In terms of sexiness?
Yeah. He's not as hot as I want my mass murderer genocide causers to be,
Yeah, they made his head a little pudgy. He kind of looks like a Frenchie.
He's not wrong with being, having a few LBs on you, but he's just not somebody I would like,
But he looks cute.
When was the last hot dictator?
You almost want to pinch his cheeks, Last hot dictator?
Has there ever been?
I hear Caligula was a looker.
No, everyone from back then, like Maybe they're just bad at painting, but everyone was ugly as shit back then. Like Mona Lisa, give me a break.
But if you saw her back then, your fucking jaw would fall on the floor.
Yeah, maybe he was just not good at painting and she was just like prime Anne Hathaway, you know?
It's like, why'd you paint me as a 6 out of 10? He's like, oh, no, Mona Lisa, you're a 10 out of 10.
Prime Anne Hathaway. She's still prime. Like 30-year run, LeBron shit.
Well, yeah.
Well, how old is she?
30-year run. You might be
20?
Yeah, let's 20 safe.
Okay.
We're safe with that.
15-year run.
Yeah. She's on a great run right now.
Yes. But yeah, Thrag, like, who beats him? Nolan couldn't do shit. He fucking tossed him into orbit. The fucking Artemis launched him.
Yeah, he did the same thing to Battle Beast. Battle Beast was like finally a worthy competitor, and Thrag just flicked him onto another planet. I felt bad for Battle Beast because he clearly can't fight in space.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a handicap. Yeah. No, but I thought his presence in that episode, he's doing the typical, I'm too strong for this, so I'll let my minions take care of them. And if I have to fight, I will. Which, that was great too when Omni-Man goes to punch him the first time and he just steps back slightly. And the way that the elements were feeding into his power, people compared it to All for One. The way that he kind of winds up and that force pulls Omni-Man in. And I feel like Lee Pace has the perfect voice, the perfect cadence for a character like that, where he is all-powerful compared to these other characters. But what he's doing in his mind is very rational. It's about preserving the Viltramite Empire. And he doesn't come off as, until the planet is destroyed, as overly emotional or psychotic in his demeanor. There's definitely some psychopath to him. But, that cool, calm, collected tone of Lee Pace's voice, I felt like it fit the character perfectly. And a lot of people were criticizing him, but I think it ended up being a great performance.
Yeah, for sure. LVP is fucking Paul. We talked about it on the other review. And she says like, "Oh, call Paul if you need anything. He'll come over and we'll look after the house." I'm like, Paul, buddy, man. Your girl's on an intergalactic spaceship with Omni-Man traveling light years away. You're going to look after the house?
Yeah, I'll look after the house. That's fine. You want me to wash your underwear, Nolan? Got any dirty clothes, any dirty spacesuits I could wash? Pack you at lunch?
She had that angry face on, but like she's like, I can't stay. I think it's been long enough.
When he hit her with the really fast right in front of her, it reminded her like, oh, he's got superpowers. But also when she said, "You're not sleeping here," I was like, oh shit, he's in. This is working.
I see you, Omni-Man.
And then her trying to be all like, "I'm going to see Oliver." Yeah, okay. "Oh, I would do it for you, Mark." Yeah, sure. Pack that suitcase real fucking quick. She had that shit packed before, since their first argument.
"Paul, can you watch the house for me?" "Yeah, sure." It
is incredibly impressive how they've maintained Debbie as an important character in this show. Someone, I've made this point a million times, but doesn't have powers, is not in these fights, but every time she's on screen, it's something important is happening for these characters. And I think that her performance, Sandra Oh's performance in that first confrontation with Omni-Man was award-worthy. And her actually giving the performance in the voiceover booth somehow had way more emotion in the performance than the actual animation, which I think is a bit of a shame. I guess they were saving that budget for Thrag. So I feel like as good as that performance was in that scene, the animation's not really getting that across to the fullest extent, which is a bit of a shame. But she's just been so great as this character throughout these seasons. And still, like, when you have all these great action moments, that one of the standout scenes is her confronting Omni-Man. And it's something we've been waiting for, and it didn't disappoint.
Yeah, I like the interaction too between Omni-Man and Cecil. For Cecil, for like all the shit he's pulled, I feel like you kind of want him. If anyone's gonna plan the defense of Earth, I think Cecil. That's the guy you want in charge.
Yeah, when Thetis died, rest in peace, and they made Alan in charge of the coalition, I'm like, dude, this should be Cecil leading the coalition. And I liked how he doesn't accept Omni-Man's apology, but he says it's a start. And I think Cecil, for all the terrible things he's done, he can relate to Omni-Man. I think there's a part of Nolan that thought when he did what he did in Chicago, which many people are just saying it was an accident, which I tend to agree with.
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?
He thought that what I'm doing right now is not going to be as worse as what the Viltramites will do if they come here and you don't give in. I think Cecil being willing to hear him out in that scene, it goes a long way.
Yeah. You think Mark, you got to take that deal, right? You weren't doing anything to him.
Yeah, no, you have to. You have no choice at that point.
I thought Cecil was going to buzz up, be like, yeah, we accept.
That is a Cecil move by Mark there. Gives you time to game plan. It feels like a ceasefire at that point.
I guess the defense system didn't really work too well.
What was the defense system?
Well, they're supposed to get alerted if they had to do the solar system.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, they haven't even set that up yet. Yeah, they said that they were building it, but, Mark's instincts were right, that the Viltramites would go directly there. And I thought those, after a while, I stopped believing it was actually happening, but the first few, I thought Debbie died.
At first, yeah. Then I was like, all right, I'm good on this.
Yeah, they kept doing it. Like, Mark goes to the McDonald's drive-thru, and the guy working the drive-thru gets killed by Thrag.
What did you think was going to happen? I'm going to take what you took from me.
Oh, you thought you were just going to buy your McDouble and high C with light ice? No, Mark. There's consequences. Yeah, and even though episode 8 functions more like an epilogue for the entire season, I enjoyed Mark struggling with that PTSD after the battle from episode 7, and everybody he sees, everybody he cares about, he finds them in the crosshairs of the Viltramites and Thrag in these hallucinations that he's having. So, they never shy away from the mental anguish that Mark experiences by being invincible. And I think this, every season they're just testing the physical and mental limits of this character. But this is just at a totally different level. The power that they possess, and also the desperation of the Viltramites because they now have nothing to lose, is terrifying. That episode 7, dude. I mean, everything with all the different characters, like, I keep wanting to call him Speed Racer, but I thought Space Racer was awesome. Physically doesn't have that power, but he's got this incredible weapon that can do damage to anybody.
Yeah, does that thing just not stop?
Yeah, it seems like he needs to charge it up a bit because he would shoot it and then kind of run away.
He's probably genocided a lot of planets. Just straight.
Oh, yeah.
Do they need to follow the beam? I feel like the beam was doing pretty good on its own.
Give that extra oomph.
Why didn't their pants burn up? I was, not that I wanted to see, but for continuity's sake.
You had them on Meat Watch?
Well, they can't be you think that they got it, right? A little powerful.
Yeah, I enjoyed that from Nolan too, because it's destroying your planet. It's not quite what Thetis did, where he quite literally killed billions of his own people, but it's there's an emotional connection. It is the symbol, the home of the Viltramite Empire, and I think that's the moment where Nolan finally became president. Finally became part of the resistance, and the way that he's keeping everybody focused, that he's the one leading it. It's not Thetis, that Mark's distracted by what happens to Oliver. And a lot of the budget went into that sequence too, with the planet being destroyed. But like I said, all the characters, Speed Racer, Zoe, when she was using the insect juice, and then Alan was just killing them. The only one who really sucked was Battle Beast.
Yeah. And why were they we need Zoe? That's a secret. She's nice with it, but kind of seemed like a little bit of a liability out there.
Yeah, no, they had to protect her a couple of times. She's like the Haslam.
They're we need her on this team. I mean, her gadgets are cool, but
she was out there fouling. Some hard fouls. No easy buckets. Fouls. 2 hard fouls a quarter, baby. It definitely didn't disappoint.
Did she make the poison juice?
Didn't they go somewhere and get that?
Maybe. She was cooking that up, and yeah, that's a good get. I kind of get sad every time a Viltramite dies.
Yeah.
There's not that many left. I'm I want this to be a fair fight. Beat the Lakers with Luka and Reeves out, where's the pride in that?
I mean, if LeBron goes Thrag.
Yeah, he might be Thrag, actually.
Yeah, at first I'm kind of with you, but then when he started fighting for real, I was like, oh, this is just scary. They actually all need to die.
Oh yeah, for sure. He needs to die. Nobody's touching him.
Bro, he punched Oliver's mouth off. I thought Oliver was dead. I thought that it was going to be one of those just really quick, brutal deaths of him just floating, and then when they would recover his body, they couldn't do anything for him. He looks super fucking dead. And then I thought Omni-Man was dead too. But then I remembered the way Conquest was pulling out Mark's guts, and I was like, oh, okay, Omni-Man's fine.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Viltrumites will die from like a little hole in their stomach or live through complete disembowelment.
I mean, that was a cool moment too. We didn't, review that episode, but Mark, I don't know if I would call it a cool moment. It was actually very uncomfortable to watch. I just wanted it to stop when he was choking him out.
Yeah, because I feel like you kind of need all that in there,
That definitely seems essential to, your bodily functions, no matter who you are. It's like if you can cut off Superman's head, if you're strong enough to do it, he's going to die.
Imagine being on Earth and like that Supergirl Viltrumite. Like, you're my mating partner.
I'd be like, oh no.
No, not you.
Oh,
please.
shit.
You guys are bad guys. No. I have to.
Yeah, dude, she's going to need like Nick Cannon. He's the only one that's going to be able to to handle that. He would sell us out in a heartbeat too, Nick Cannon.
I'm selling out.
Yeah, but can you got the power of Nick Cannon? You got the potency?
Nick Cannon, he is kind of like...
Yeah, dude. He's the key.
What do you think he's doing
Find right now? Nick Cannon. That's some shit they would do in The Boys.
I'm surprised he hasn't been in it yet.
They mentioned the Obamas. I was like, oh shit, Obamas exist in The Boys? I always love when shows acknowledge the Obamas. It makes it feel more real.
What do you think Obama's doing in The Boys universe?
He's probably chilling, big chilling.
Well, he was complicit, Walt's been around for so long.
Oh, dude, yeah, I know.
Barry took the check.
Yeah, you ran on fucking superhero reform and didn't do shit.
Yeah, I always feel like, imagine just being like Aaron Judge in any of these universes.
Yeah, you're not as special.
Yeah.
Musicians, I feel like, are still special because it's music. It's a totally different thing.
You never heard Omni-Man lay down a beat, man.
Well, if the Viltrumites are also musically gifted, that's just unfair.
Took many musical electives in Viltrumite Academy, man. That's the backstory.
I could see Conquest spitting some hard ass shit with the golden fucking gauntlet that he's got. He's already iced up, bro. That's like some Ghostface Killer shit.
Conquest, don't need no vest on my chest.
Ooh!
Damn. Okay, Quest.
Need a vest around your neck, boy. Got choked out. Mark gave you the choker reference. I mean, do you think episode 8, because it does feel like episode 7, they did a little penultimate Game of Thrones type of finale, where it's like if 7 was the last episode we got, I feel like fans would be super satisfied going into next season, but then 8 feels more like an epilogue and a teaser.
Yeah, I mean, the cliffhanger is pretty cool, but like 7 was definitely the more action-packed episode. As much as we make fun of Mark and his personal problems, I think this was actually like a decent episode for him and like his relationship with Eve, going through all that, their experiences and just kind of dealing with it all. Mark going through all that PTSD with what happened at Viltrum and coming home and realizing that he hasn't been there for Eve and kind of left her alone. But Eve also kind of supporting. It seemed like he was going to break up with her.
Yeah, it definitely felt like he was going for it's too hard. It's not fair to you because, I mean, especially with what Eve went through. And the show has always done a good job of those moments between those two characters, but that one was definitely tough to watch because, she's basically saying if you were still here, we would have had a child, and that's not something I wanted to experience without you, so.
I thought Mark at first was going to be like, like when she's telling him and he's just kind of crying or looking angry, like before they revealed he was kind of more angry at himself. I'm like, is Mark about to like go all fucking evangelical on us?
Oh my God.
Jesus, Mark. Thought you were the good one. Thought you were a sensitive king. I think that's something like their relationship has been like definitely difficult because of the circumstances, but I think like it's one of those things where who else is going to get you? Like that's why it didn't work out with his ex-girlfriend is because of the two different worlds they live in. So if anyone is actually going to understand what you're going through, it is going to be Eve and Mark, vice versa. So I think Eve's actually going to be the one that, like, if anyone can stop Thrag, I think it's her. It's because we've seen Nolan and Mark just fail miserably, and her powers are fucking OP. When you think about it, if she learns to master it, and it's kind of like Marie and the boys, like if anyone's going to beat Homelander, it's probably going to be her, because once you can use those type of powers, you're kind of unstoppable.
Yeah, no, I like that end game too for the show, where it's going to be a combination similar to how they took out Conquest. That it's not going to be Mark alone, but it's going to be Eve right there with him. And maybe even she is the one who becomes more important to taking down Thrag.
It's got to be, I think. Because, like, no way, it's not like One Piece where, like, every time you get your ass kicked, you get, like, double strength.
Well, they seem to be doing that with Mark too, where if he's on death's door, he becomes stronger.
But even when he was bugging, Thrag was just tossing him around.
Yeah, no, it needs to be specific circumstances, it feels like, with Mark, because, you know, you could just kill him. It feels like Thrag could have killed him with one punch, but was allowing him to live. But if you beat him, like Conquest was playing with his food.
Yeah.
If you beat him to near death, he's going to be able to level up because of the whole adrenaline thing.
I kind of wish when he was like, show me, I wish Mark gave him a little something, you know? Maybe not like beat him up, but like be like, okay, I see you.
I wanted that too. I wanted some blood, maybe like one punch, just to show like that Mark's leveled up, but there's still there's ways to go before you can actually defeat Thrag, but that he's stronger now, that he's on, like, because Omni-Man was able to, he wasn't beating him, but he was able to move him a little bit. Mark wasn't even moving him.
Yeah, just a little something, like just to get like, because I like when like adversaries kind of have that respect, and it would have made more sense for him to keep him alive. It's like, oh, he has potential to be the strongest of all of us. We need to keep him around and maybe try to manipulate him a little.
I mean, that's kind of what it felt like he did. But yeah, it would have been cool if Mark showed him a little bit more. But that one shot, dude, where he punches him in the head and Thrag just eats it and turns into like a bloodied red skull real quick. And then Mark's hand kind of hurts.
They love going for the eyes too.
Oh yeah, they're always doing that shit. They're always trying to fucking poke the eyes out. It's nasty.
Yeah, I'd rather just take my head off, because if I survive, then like
I got blood in my eyes.
I can't see.
I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be. Viltram trying to take my life away. Yeah, no, that was I'm trying to remember if there was any shots that Mark got on Thrag that actually moved him off of his position. But
I think it was only Nolan.
Yeah, he was posted, dude. And it was starting to feel like maybe Mark, I think even Omni-Man says it in episode 2 that Mark's nearly as strong as him. And I think it really does come down to Mark not quite mastering that power yet of being able to defeat Conquest when he's knocking on death's door. That, you know, it needs to be, that's like his baseline. Once he reaches that point, then you could see him going up against somebody like Thrag. I thought, you know what, dude? I also thought Battle Beast was going to get a couple shots on him. I thought that was going to be cool too. Like seeing him fuck up all these other characters and then maybe Battle Beast gets like a 1-2. But no. he tossed him away.
No, he's not built for space.
Yeah, he needs clay. He's like Nadal, right? Nadal was on clay. Djokovic good at either, I think. I don't know tennis.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess. Because, like, I mean, Mark defeated Conquest. So, like.
No, Conquest wasn't fucking with this guy.
Yeah.
Although it did see in that, it seemed like in that one scene, Conquest was ready to fight him. And then he backs down. So I was like, But I also think, like, the power scaling in this show isn't so strict to where it feels like Omni-Man has been nerfed a bit. You know, when you go back and watch season 1 Omni-Man, that he should be a bit stronger against someone like Thrag. But I don't mind that because I think it's storytelling. He's the new villain who's been trained since a baby to be the most powerful, so it is what it is.
Omni-Man was fighting plumbers.
Yeah, the Guardians, dude. Talk about power scaling. That initial team, they seem so weak now. Remember Rexplode? I wish he was around for this. I just wish he was around to say something funny to Thrag.
Yeah, no one's stepping to him. Maybe Robot, like, with some strategy.
Oh, yeah, and they're going to come back old as fuck.
Damn, wise Robot?
Robot with a beard? Hell yeah.
That's sick.
Beard changes everything.
They did miss an opportunity when they're, like, aging and, like, well, when they're on the planet, when Mark's recovering and Omni-Man got the full beard, Mark's got a little scruff. I would have lost my shit if they cut to Oliver and he just had a full fucking beard, too.
Yeah, they gave him a couple hairs, right?
Yeah, they missed out on a good little visual gag.
Yeah, I liked how Mark's beard was all patchy, too. It wasn't quite as strong as Nolan's. You kind of forget that Mark is still a teenager.
He's like college, right?
Yeah.
He still has eligibility left.
He's wretched. Every time he goes back to class, it's like those dreams you have where you go back to college and you're like, I haven't been here for years. What the fuck? I'm so behind.
I have that all the time.
Bro has 1 credit.
Yeah, at a certain point, you should be like, look, I'm invincible. All right. Can I, like, not do college?
Yeah, I mean, do you need to eat? I guess.
It's like you're a 5-star recruit that signs with, like, fucking UConn. You're not going to class.
He needs to get some NIL money. He needs to hit up the dude who makes the costumes, tell him to patch some logos on this bitch.
Imagine getting saved by a guy with the fucking Capital One logo.
Emirates.
Emirates. Emirates kind of tough.
Yeah, no, I do fuck with Emirates on I think that's Real Madrid, right? Yeah, that shit is kind of fire.
Wells
it's not
Fargo.
like with like for the Knicks, it's Square.
He's got Jordan brand. Damn. Get some fucking swag on your shoes.
Omni-Man with the Jordan fucking logo would be fresh. Some Jordan 11s.
This dude trying to come save me with Under Armour fucking shoes on. I'll take my chances, bud.
Motherfucker got the Shacks on. Like, yeah, I'll just fucking die.
I love when athletes think they can, like, solo a brand. It's like, yeah, I'll make Under Armour popular. Everyone will be wearing these.
Yeah, I feel like it's funny because I think the brand thinks it's going to work even more. Like, oh, if we give this player $500 million, we give Omni-Man $300 million. I would totally buy some Omni-Man Under Armour gear. That shit works on me 100%.
No, I'm taking the robot Nike Techs.
Woo!
Come
That
on now.
does sound fire, actually.
Come on now.
With the shocks that make you think you're going to jump higher.
Remember the pumps?
I think they're making new pumps, actually. I'm about to buy them. They're like Puerto Rico themed. Boricua the baller. So they used to call me back in the day. Yeah, no, Alan also becoming the leader of the coalition. That's cool. Kind of a Kamala Harris situation there. Not enough time for a primary.
Calling Biden fucking Thetis.
You never seen Biden's muscles? You ever seen Biden at the beach?
Ripped Biden would be funny.
Ripped Biden or Thetis with Biden's brain would also be funny. Just getting everything wrong and shit.
Listen here, Buster.
Take away our gun.
You're full of shit.
All right, thank you.
No,
guys.
shush. Shush.
That death for Thetis too, man. That was awesome. There's nothing like a quick death for a character who's so important. It's just always so shocking. And I think, he's a character that you're not so surprised that he doesn't make it to the end. But still, I think in that moment, especially for the other members of the coalition, this guy he's old, he's powerful, he's wise. He's really the one holding this shit together. And,
Cooking up viruses. Might actually be Biden.
Yeah, right.
That's a joke.
That's good stuff. Yeah, it's a little tit for tat there where, okay, we'll take out your home planet, which I think is significant because even though Thrag is still there and the Viltramites are still there, it's a moral blow. But then they lose Thetis. So when Nolan comes back and tells Cecil that they won the war and then he's like, there's 40 of them still out there. Cecil's
They
like, you
didn't
call
win
that
shit.
fucking winning?
Why are they hanging a banner for a fucking tie at the best?
Yeah, that's like a Champions League tie or like a 1-0, but you still have another game to play. And if they outscore you, you're going home.
Oh, you won, so you killed Thrag, right? The one who can solo everybody on this planet?
We killed Alex. Remember Alex? Tim's gone. They're pretty powerful. Oh, thanks a lot for Conquest, by the way, Cecil, you dick. Mark didn't even bring that up.
Kind of upset 'cause I'm kind of looking at Conquest side-eyed now. Thought he was him.
You don't fuck with him anymore?
Not really.
No,
'Cause he's not like second place, but on his best day, he's number one, He's like far down.
Yeah, he's kind of like,
Brady Cook is closer to Patrick Mahomes than Conquest is to Thrag.
and when he first showed up, it seemed like he was that guy. Like, it seemed like he was going to be Jackson Dart, the future of the league. You know what I love, too, about the way that they do the flashbacks? Is that everything with Viltram and the Viltramites, it feels so operatic. It's so big and important and dramatic. Like The Purge. That was so fucked up watching that.
Yeah, I'd be fucking pissed. He was kind of vague, and they just like went on that. It's like, all right, let's start killing my friends.
Yeah, no, it was just like... Are you really weeding out the weakness there, or did somebody just get caught slipping? I mean, I guess that's weakness, right?
Because maybe like the few hundred that survived are like really strong, but like the other thousands were like pretty strong too, Probably could have helped.
Yeah, they're a sick society. That's why Nolan was trying to tell them, like, yo, we lost. It's over. Talk about hubris.
I've had to put up fucking wilt numbers.
That was cool. You saw Nolan during the purge, like real quick. You don't really see him fight, but he's there.
Feel bad for the kids.
Yeah, they were fucking killing each other too. I wonder how strong the babies are. Like, could a Viltramite baby beat a full-grown Tyson Fury?
Probably.
Yeah, you think so?
I mean, they're probably like built like steel, so it's not gonna hurt the baby. All the baby's got to do is like flick its arm. I think a Viltramite baby clears Immortal.
Yeah, I think that just says more about the Viltramites than Immortal. Because Immortal, he gets a bad rap, you know? They never put him up against, I don't know, could he beat Dr. Liu? Probably not, actually. Dr. Liu kind of strong.
I'm taking Donald over Immortal.
Dude, have you seen those memes where it's like, how would Cecil deal with Homelander? And it's like, yo, Donald, can you handle this for me?
I know Homelander isn't like Omni-Man level, but I feel like he gets disrespected too.
I feel like there hasn't been, any, like, we don't know Homelander's true strength. I feel like maybe he's just incompetent when it comes to actual combat. Like, maybe he can't throw hands, even though he's got immense strength. He's just lazy, because nobody can really fuck with him. But I feel like you put Homelander in a boot camp, he's going to be pretty nice.
I miss Soldier Boy, man.
Have you watched the new episodes of The Boys?
No, not yet.
Oh,
I have
okay.
like one left of the fifth season. I wanted to refresh myself.
Yeah, so big picture, I mean, Thrag did not disappoint building that story up until next season for a final confrontation. I think that's awesome. It looks like we're getting Debbie and Nolan back together, which makes me believe something tragic is going to happen to Nolan. And Debbie, just the pain never stops for that character. And I'm locked in on the Viltramite war. I don't know if it's a war anymore. I guess the continuing conflict. I'm excited to see how Earth and Cecil, those characters, get integrated into the larger story now. Like, the Reaniman could be a good wild card. I think that's fun. What did you think, before we go, the most controversial episode of the season, episode 4, where they go to hell?
Oh, yeah, that was boring as shit.
Dude, Invincible fans are the fucking worst. They don't care. They think it really makes them like Viltramites, like they're superior to everybody else because they read a story that's been out.
Yeah, spoiling shit on the internet used to get you fucking like arrested. Now people are just doing it for the love of the game.
I feel like that's all you can do if you spoil something. You just got to double down. I spoiled Attack on Titan for Cam. He never forgave me.
Yeah, he definitely thought Aaron was right.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Sick fuck. All right, guys, that's going to do it for our review of Invincible Season 4. I think it, good finish here. Good finale. So that's going to be the case, I guess, for Invincible. But maybe the future seasons are going to be a bit more consistent throughout with their narratives. But Aaron, thanks for joining me. I'm excited for you to catch up on The Boys, because that's what we're going to be reviewing over the next few weeks. The final season of The Boys.
Took a vacation during peak season. That's fucking crazy, dude.
Dude, when I saw that these shows were all coming out when I was going to Spain, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I didn't even... Invincible... They never announce Invincible, it feels like.
No, I'm going to Japan during House of the Dragon.
Oh, fuck. I'm going to have to do it with Nash.
Get Marissa out of retirement.